I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness.
It's your boy Miguel Z with the Value Wrestling New Japan Rebound Podcast. I've got a guest for you folks in Stockton Con.
What up, everybody? AJ Kirsch here, the voice and the host of Stockton Con. The value of wrestling is awesome, so subscribe on YouTube. Scan the QR code right here, now. Subscribe, check it out.
There we go.
You'll be glad you did.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, man, shout out to Value of Wrestling. I'm right here with the Big Oos, San Jose. We gonna shut the shit down. Love and respect, all right? Value of Wrestling. Hello.
Man, thank you, brother. Thank
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Value Wrestling. It's your day late and maybe $1 short, but we're here. We are live with your Value of Wrestling Smackdown review show for last night's Smackdown on September 20th, live from Sacramento, California at the Golden One Center, which, if you know and you were paying attention, I was there. Of course, I have to thank the big man, Mr. Z, who's with me today for all that happening. Much appreciation. We're going to get into a little bit of those details. But like I said, this is the big man, Mr. Z. I'm the medium-sized man, the big time. And we're here to co-host the Power Hour or the Power Show of the Value of Wrestling as we review last night's SmackDown. We didn't get to do it last night because I didn't get back home till like 10 o'clock last night. It was a crazy night. Sacramento, the Golden One Center was on fire. It was lit. It was a sold-out house. I have the video proof evidence to show that. Now, in the beginning, it didn't look so much, but there was a long, long line for the only merch stand. That thing wrapped around half the building, and again, it was crazy. It was lit. It was a fun time in the hot town tonight, and we are here to talk about it all. Mr. T, Mr. Z, how are you feeling? Not Mr. T, but Mr. Z.
I had to wear last year's shirt because I did stand in one of those lines for 45 minutes to get this shirt. So I understand completely, but I'm trying to recover. Yesterday was long. It was very long. Not as
Oh,
long as yours, but still long.
yesterday was insane. Up before the crack of dawn, in a car waiting for the big man here. He got around. We finally shot up to Sacramento or Rancho Cordova. It's the suburb of Sacramento right there. To Cricket Wireless. We stood in a line of at least 300 or 400 plus people. I mean, it was full. This shopping center where the cricket store was has a line a mile long for Home State Girl, one Bailey there, and yes, we did get to meet Bailey. We got badges and chairs and pictures to prove it. That's all up on X and Facebook and everywhere. We posted those pretty pictures. We got to meet Bailey. It was a fun time. She was a delight to meet. She was pleasurable. We were at the very end. She had been there. We probably got around to her about 11:03. The event started at 9 a.m. was supposed to end at 11, and we still had a handful of people that they shoved through. They did stop her from signing personal items pretty early on because they were running out of time and the mass amount of people that were there. And what a fun time. What a great time. Meeting Bailey was awesome. It was an experience. And then in that whole mist of things, you want to talk about Manifest Destiny. Mr. Z got his hands on some winning tickets. A lady in the crowd won tickets. She didn't need the tickets. Mr. Z spoke up. She gave him the ticket for the tickets. And then he decided for other reasons that it wasn't going to work out for his planning last night and gave me the ticket. So I took me and my boy to go see Smackdown live. And of course, I gave you some recordings for what I could, put them up there on the short, let you know what was going on live from Sacramento, live from the Golden One Center, live from a packed house, live from a show that blew it out of the water. It was so much better live. The after party was awesome. Some great matches in the end. The crowd was lively. It was a fun time. We're going to break all these matches down. But wow, what an incredible journey yesterday turned out to be.
I gotta say something here first, though, folks. Like you said, we were there at the end. The timestamp. If you look at my picture, there was a timestamp. That was at 10:50. That was 10 minutes before they were supposed to shut down. We were there for a while, but first and foremost, fan etiquette, folks. It was a beautiful thing to learn because we were commended on how respectful we were during the meet and greet. So remember that, folks, moving forward. I mean, these wrestlers don't speak on it because they dislike the fans. They're people too. They got lives to get to. They got deadlines to meet. So again, folks, all the fans out there, we are wrestling fans and we want to bring the value back to wrestling. Let's all just be more personable and a little more respectful moving forward.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it was a great time, and the wrestling crowd's always lovely. A lot of people, we were recognized by some people out of the Value Wrestling. We pitched SPW several times. We talked about Lodi Comic Con. We talked about it all. It was fun. It was exciting. Can't wait to do another one soon. Speaking of doing another one soon, we got a meet and greet coming up at Lodi Comic Con Fall on September 28th. So next Saturday, me and the big man, the medium-sized man, are going to get in the car one more time this month. And we're going to head north to the beautiful city of Lodi, California, to Lodi Great Festival Grounds. And we're going to check in to Lodi Comic Con 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets are $5 or starting at $5. Kids 12 and under are free with a paid admission of an adult. We got a video package for that. Lodi Comic Con Fall Edition. We need you to be there. We need you to show up. We need you to show out. Get out to Lodi. And of course, if you want to make it a weekend, they're going to have a card show the very next day. It's going to be a fun time. And of course, we know that MVP and Shelter and Benjamin, 2/3 of what is being called the Hurt Syndicate, are going to be there. Will we add another new name to the Choppy Choppy World Tour? Will the MVP of the 305 take up the challenge? Or maybe will Shelter Benjamin step up and take the challenge? Or will it be a double chop on the Choppy Choppy World Tour? Will we have to take one on each side?
Oh, a Hurt Syndicate chop?
Yeah, you could get the Hurt Syndicate chop in stereo. We're going to have to wait and see how that works out. And on top of that, there's going to be live wrestling action at the Lodi Great Festival grounds. Because SPW is showing up, showing out, and they're going to show you why. If you're not watching SPW, if you ain't taking that drive to Elk Grove every third Sunday of every month, if you ain't taking that drive to come out and see some of the best independent wrestling action in the state, in the nation, across the world, and across the planet and back again, I don't know what to tell you, because this is a place where they're tearing down the house and they're creating champions of the future and making stars out of the future. And there's some big names that have come out, like a big name today that Mr. Z reached out. Who did you reach out today that was a former member, who's an alumni at SPW, who might want to take his rightful place and get his name etched into history as the Value of Wrestling continues the choppy world tour?
That would be New Japan Pro Wrestling superstar JR Kratos. He's a former SPW World Heavyweight Champion, a former SPW Tag Team Champion, and, like I said before, an alumni from Supreme Pro Wrestling. He answered the call saying, "Does a bear in the woods?"
Yeah.
I think that might be his answer. He might have to show up.
You asked if he could chop harder than Chima's chop, and Chima's really set that bar high.
Yeah.
Matt Cardona started it. Chima pushed that bar higher. Who's going to bring it next? Will it be MVP? Will it be Shelton Benjamin? Will it be J.R. Kratos? Who else is going to step up and take on the choppy world tour as this craziness, this adventure that just kind of started as a halfway joke, as a halfway poke at the bear? As bad as it seems to be, sometimes you open your mouth and you say something, the next thing you know, you're headed on a bus to basic training. I mean, never mind. That's a personal thing. No. Anyways, you just never know what's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. We're out there, and
well, there's the definition. There's the definition of tasty toes. Open mouth, insert foot.
There you go.
Yeah.
You may have just put yourself into a choppy. And of course, I mean, who knows? Maybe J.R. Kratos can reach out to his buddy at New Japan Pro Wrestling and bring him along, and maybe the choppy world tour will take a tour of the islands when Jeff Cobb steps up and gives you the choppy.
Mm-hmm. Another Supreme Pro Wrestling alum.
Yeah. So two big names there that maybe need to make their way back to Supreme Pro Wrestling to get their names etched in the history books, at least here at the Value Wrestling. And we're going to make it the biggest thing, because the choppy world tour will be something that we will probably run for as long as we can and do it and have fun. But yeah, the big man has called out J.R. Kratos and Jeff Cobb. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess I know if we're in Northern California, we got to call out anybody who's from Northern California. Who else could be from Northern California? Is there a particular wrestler that we sort of know that's a alumni almost of the Value of Wrestling at this point? Is there somebody who's giving us a shout out who calls Northern California home? Is there somebody who fits that criteria?
Jesus.
Isn't there like not a nightmare, but maybe a werewolf out there?
Oh.
Isn't there a Samoan werewolf who would fit all those shape boxes? That would be one of the best to come out and give you the choppy. Yeah.
Talk about full circle moment right there,
dude. I love you, Jacob. No, Jacob Fatu. If you ever want to join the choppy world tour, let's make that happen. That would be some stuff.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu. Hey, the people over at Stockton Con, and I'm speaking to you, Mister. We need to get Jacob Fatu at Stockton Con or Lodi Comic Con. Jacob Fatu.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That'd be legit. That would be like, yes. That'd be, amazing. Choppy World Tour shall continue. Will continue on September 28th at Lodi Comic Con at the Lodi Great Festival grounds in Lodi, California. Come on, check it out. You need to come out there. Tickets start at $5. You can go to LodiComicCon.com to get your tickets and other information. And then let's talk about... Nope, nothing. Okay, October 20th, SPW is going to be holding the best Halloween party that you're going to see. They're going to have a Halloween costume battle royal. Goldmine is going to defend his title against Jekyll's for the SPW title. Jekyll's, an infamous name throughout the Northern California and Bay Area of California in the independent circuit. That's going to be show. Guapo Lupe is going to go one-on-one with Scoot, our boy Scoot Robinson, at SPW's Ghouls Frights in Wrestling Tights. It's going to be a party. It's going to be the biggest, baddest Halloween party you're going to be joining at. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. As the Value Wrestling, we're going to make this call here. You come on October 20th. Come by the Value Wrestling table. We're going to be giving out stickers, and if we get approval, we'll get some candy. We'll go get some candy to give out to anybody who wants to come by and say trick or treat. Or we may come up with a code word. So that means you got to be watching us for the next several weeks. Just know what the mystery word is to come to the table to get your trick or treat snacks. Maybe it'll be choppy choppy. Maybe that'll be the magic keyword. I don't know. You got to stay tuned. And then you got to come to SPW on October 20th in Elk Grove, California at the Indoor Soccer World Arena. It's going to be a fun time. And maybe we'll get to add something else. Maybe I'm going to have to talk to some people. Maybe we'll be able to give something away. Maybe we'll do something. We want people to come in. So maybe we'll have to dig deep.
You say the code word. The code word choppy choppy. I mean, that's all I need is someone dressed up as Funaki.
There you go.
SmackDown's #1 announcer.
Yeah, so somebody comes dressed up as Funaki and walks up to Mr. Z and says choppy choppy. We will have a special surprise for you. So that's the criteria. You have to come up to Mr. Z as Funaki. We'll have to go choppy choppy. And we'll hook you up. The Value Wrestling is going to hook you up. What that'll be, I don't know just yet, but we'll get in that. But we'll also do trick or treat. We're going to come up with the code word. So you're going to have to be here closer to that time. You're going to have to be staying tuned to the Value Wrestling. So you know what that keyword is to get your Halloween treats at SPW's Ghouls, Frights, and Wrestling Tights on October 20th at the Indoor Soccer World Arena or the SPW Arena in Elk Grove, California. You can go to Supreme Pro Wrestling on Facebook. Check the link in the description below. They're going to give you all the details and information. Tickets are always $20, $15 for kids, 10 and under. And it's a fun time. It's a great time. It's a great place to bring the kids. I promise you, this is a place where you can bring out the kids to watch professional wrestling. This is where you can come out with the guys. You can come out with the girls. You can come out with the group. You can come out with whoever, whatever. And it's a Halloween event. Come out in your best dress costume. Let's see those cosplay. Who are you going to dress up like? Come out. Let's load this place up on October 20th. Let's sell this place out. Let's make it standing room only. Let's rock the house. Let's have a Halloween party. October 20th.
Oh, yeah.
Elk Grove, California. You need to be there. We'll make it fun. We'll make it exciting. And you'll find out why SPW is some of the best professional wrestling in California, if not across the board. This is independent wrestling at its best. We told you we were going to do it, and we are making it happen. And we're going to be there because the great thing about the Value Wrestling is you can come watch the show. You can tune into Value Wrestling, pierce your earbud in, watch the show in front of you, and we're going to be giving you all the commentating rings. Well, not ringside, but close enough to the damn ring. We can about taste it. I mean, we aren't that far. We're going to be there. We're going to be rocking it out. And there's a lot of other great people that are going to be there. They have a lot of great merch that's always there. It's great stuff that you can look at and purchase. Our buddies at West School, what is it? The name just West
Coast.
West Coast Ghouls?
West Coast Custom.
West Coast Customs. There you go. I know they're there. Hello, Logan. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining in the chat. We're going to be talking about SmackDown right here. I know we're going over some of the other stuff, but West Ghouls Customs will be there showing off all their custom gear. Great people there. You need to come check them out. Definitely, because they've got some of the best custom stuff.
Halloween mask, folks. He sells the Rey Mysterio mask. Like, by all means, talk to the dude. He's got you hooked up for Halloween.
He will get you hooked up for whatever it is. You can show up, put on a wrestling mask, and call yourself a luchador for the night. Come to SPW. Come to Ghouls, Frights, and Wrestling Tights on October 20th, 2024. It's Sunday. It's the third Sunday of October, always at the Indoor Soccer World Arena. This event is going to be the event you're not going to win and miss. This is going to be the Halloween event that everybody's going to be talking about. And when we're done with it, we're going to be talking about it for sure. And you're going to wish you had been there. SmackDown.
Exactly.
SmackDown. We spent the first 20 minutes talking about all that stuff. That's good. SmackDown. I was there. It was a great show. The place was sold out. It was an event worth going to. At one point we joked around. We were willing to almost sit in the nosebleed seats, and I got some dang good seats. We got some dang good seats up front there, upper bowl, but right there. I mean, there was not a whole lot in the way of seeing the great action in the ring, and felt a lot of heat of the pyros. I forget how loud those pyros are in those buildings, but man, what a fun time. But we opened SmackDown with a rehash of everything going down between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns coming out and telling us it's a bloodline issue. Cody coming out and signing the contract to official the bad blood match of Solo Sikoa, the tribal chief, teaming up with Jacob Fatu, the enforcer. And, okay, what in the Jesus? Okay, let me see what that bottle is. Okay, it's not. All I saw was a pink bottle, and I'm like, is this fool drinking straight Pepto-Bismol? It's an ice bottle. Okay. I just saw a whole lot of pink going down. I'm like, is he just over there drinking Pepto-Bismol? Anyways, my bad.
They came out with a Starburst flavor, which is awesome.
There you go. So we got all that recap, and then we opened with an amazing... Oh, we got the bloodline coming through the metal detectors, and yeah, don't check Jacob Fatu, and we know that because the value of wrestling... For Jacob Fatu came to us at the very beginning before he even hit the ring in WWE. Jacob Fatu was giving the value of wrestling its shout out thanks to the big man right there, Mr. Z, the big man of value of wrestling. And I don't think you searched Jacob Fatu as he took out all of the security in the back. We thank you for joining us. We thank you for being here. Make sure you join in the conversation. Tell us what you thought of last night's SmackDown. We open with an amazing U.S. title match between L.A. Knight and El Idolo Andrade. This match, I don't know how it portrayed on TV, but this match in action was amazing. Both these guys brought it. These guys were solid. This match went 17 minutes, 58 seconds. Back and forth, near fall after near fall. The fans were wild. This was awesome. Keep fighting. All these chants were ringing through the arena. I don't know if it got picked up on TV the way it should, but this was a great match. In the beginning, Andrade tried to shake the hand of LA Knight. LA Knight kicked the hand away, and they went down. Eventually, LA Knight hit the BFT for a pin of 1, 2, 3. After the match, there was a show of respect as LA Knight walked over to Andrade, tried to give him the fist bump. Andrade took his hand and shook it, and then raised his hand and showed him much respect. What a match. What a show. LA Knight, Andrade. Can't wait to see them tied up again. But it looks like they're going with Andrade and Carmelo Hayes in that best of 7 series without calling it a best of 7 series. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. Your thoughts on Andrade and LA Knight? Yeah!
It came from my point of view watching it on TV. It showed up just as it was advertised. The men delivered the entire match. That crowd, good God, I can only imagine what you were hearing in the arena.
Oh, it was wild, dude.
For this one, I was like, damn, can we just give them 5 more minutes? Because that match, the story that was told in that match was beautiful.
It was a great match. It was great. After that, we got a recap of Bayley and Naomi and their issues with Nia Jax. Then we got Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton in the back, where they talked about the stipulations of this match. If Bayley or Naomi get pinned and lose, they have to leave SmackDown for good, forever, whatever it is. Then Nia Jax looks at Tiffany Stratton and says, if she doesn't win tonight, maybe she needs to leave. Then we run into Carmelo Hayes mocking Andrade in his loss, and they went to fighting. And later on in the night, we'd find out that Carmelo Hayes and Andrade, with Andrade up 3-2, are going to have their 6th match next week on SmackDown. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade running it back. Carmelo Hayes will probably win the number 6 match, leading us to the 7th and final match of this 7-match series that they didn't really sell as a 7-match series, but it's been a damn good series. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade definitely deserve their credit. Welcome to the show. Join us in the conversation.
Yeah, I was. Oh yeah, guys, give us something to talk about. Like, join us with this, but that Andre and Carmelo Hayes. I mean, you would have thought every time in a ring, they average over 12 so much goes on and follow so well. There's no complaining here. I'm looking forward to seeing these two guys tied up again.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good time. Can't wait to see Andrade and Kyle Hayes burn down the house again on SmackDown next week in their 6th match of what it will probably be a 7-match series. And I dropped my pin on the ground. That doesn't look really good. Let me get it back up. Okay, here we go. Anyways, after that, we got one of the best cinematic moments in wrestling. I mean, this moment was way beyond. I know a lot of people are upset that maybe Cody wasn't in the building and Roman Reigns wasn't in the building for whatever reason. But this moment was amazing. We were at Georgia Tech Stadium, and Roman Reigns showed up in the Suburban with the escort. He walked out to the center of the field. Cody showed up in his car. Cody being from Atlanta, Georgia, that's where he comes home. But Roman Reigns playing college football at Georgia Tech. Yeah. And Roman talked about his history. This is his field. This is his city. This is blah, blah, blah. And asked Cody what he brought. And Cody mentioned all the places that he's touched and talked about the Omni, which now is State Farm Arena, where his family has bled many a blood and sweat and tears, and that this is his hometown. Roman talks about what he has given on this field, which this is his stadium and city. Cody talks about what his family's done for the city, because while it's Reigns' field, it is Rhodes' is home. Reigns says the bloodline has taken everything away from him, and there is nowhere or nothing for him to lose. He's lost everything. Rhodes warned him that this would happen. Cody says, what? I'm supposed to be surprised because I told you you'd be a tribal chief without a tribe. You know, he mentioned that he would be on an island all by himself. If Reigns can't beat the bloodline, who is he? Rhodes wants Reigns, and Roman says, what do you want? Of course, Cody mentions the big thing is, yes, but what do you have to offer? If you have nothing left, what you do have offer is what I see now, and the man before me is the man we once knew as Roman Reigns, which you could tell kind of agitated Roman, which was great. This set up everything. Cody asked, Roman asked him, what is it? What do you want? Let's cut the cap. And Cody just says, I want to know that you have my back so I can have yours. Roman tells him that he has his back, but afterwards he's coming for that title. Rhodes tells him he can't come after what isn't his. And then Roman looks to walk away. Cody steps in his way. Roman goes, you're in my way. Cody steps back, and then Roman says, you're in my way in my life. Great setup here. The drama, the dramatics, everything about this moment was excellent. Even sitting in the arena and watching this on TV, it was killer. It was right on spot. And then as we ended it, we showed a picture of Kevin Owens watching everything going down on the big screen, looking at it, puzzling a lot of things. Your thoughts, Mr. Z?
Watching this from my point of view, excellent build up. I mean, it looked like two I would say two leaders of a combative team stepping in middle field to just talk out the stipulations of where this is going. It was a good peace talk. The build it really gives this tag team match a big fight feel, and that's one thing W is great for, is giving you that big match feel.
Yes.
I could only imagine, like I said, you were in the arena, so I can only imagine the vibe during this video.
The OTC chants throughout the night were off the train. They were just off the chain all night long. And what became the bathroom break match for me was Apollo Crews versus Giovanni Vinci. This match went 1 minute 36 seconds. After the match, Vinci beat down Apollo Crews. There's not much to talk about here. There's not a whole lot of meat on the bone. At least it wasn't a 3-second match, but Vinci not really getting anywhere after he's beaten by Apollo Crews again, which he gets to beat down after the match.
What are they doing to this man? What? I want to know. Did he forget to gas somebody on trans? I mean, what's going on?
I don't know. I mean, Giovanni Vinci may be the new Kurt Hawkins in WWE.
Oh shoot!
Love you, Kurt Hawkins.
That's
and of course we love your boy Matt Cardona.
All right.
Hey, Kurt Hawkins, do you think you could chop harder than Matt Cardona? Would you like to join the Choppy World Tour? Can you show up and show out?
Can't forget that.
I mean, maybe we could have the Major Brothers, both their names, on the Choppy World Tours etched in history. Thank you for joining us. Join in the chat. Join in the conversation. Join along. Say hello. Tell us what you liked about SmackDown, what you didn't like about SmackDown. Whatever it is you want to talk about, bring it up in the chat. Next, Kevin Owens came out to a roaring ovation, fight KO. It was great. Owens is here. He's chat. Owens is talking about what he just saw between Reigns and Rhodes. But here is and he's talking about, Cody and his allegiance now, doing this match with Roman after everything he went through. But then he got cut off by the Bloodline, or at least by Tonga, making his weird sounds like, very interesting. The crowds were into this. A lot of love for Jacob Fatu briefly before all the boos went down. Anyways, Tonga Leo, and Jacob Fatu got in the ring, beat down Kevin Owens. Eventually, DIY's music hit. They came out and started fighting. All 6 men battling all over the ring before security and Nick Aldis came down the ringside. Nick Aldis then make a main event match for the night where it was supposed to be Kevin Owens and DIY against the Bloodline. Great segment here. Continuing the story.
Yeah, the fact that now, see, I've seen, like I said, I've seen all these men live. Never seen Nick Aldis live once, and you got to see this man. I'm like, damn, like that's where I'm a little jelly, because Nick Aldis to me is still that top tier talent because of how he carries himself.
There is a lot of bickering going on Twitter and in the interwebs between Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce right now. Adam Pearce making a statement that he would possibly come out of retirement for a match with Nick Aldis.
Ooh,
lots of talk.
Maybe.
Who knows? We'll see. I mean, if Nigel McGuinness can come out of retirement for no real reason that we don't know of, other than to get his hands on Bryan Danielson, I guess we could get Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce. Who knows?
I'm all for it.
Naomi were shown in the back talking. They're cool with each other, but they're both bickering because whoever gets the pin tonight would get a title shot at Nia Jax at Bad Blood. But if one of them loses, they have to leave SmackDown. These were the stipulations for this match. And then we went into the introductions of Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. They came out. Much love for Tiffany Stratton in Sacramento. Of course, the buddy I was sitting next to, hey, pal, a big Nia Jax supporter. So he was giving all the love to Nia Jax. One thing I saw about this is I don't think we notice on TV how much these women's outfits glitter. Because on being there live, all the sequins and the glitter and all the stuff they wear just sparkles so much better than it does on TV. Anyways,
it's the lighting, bro. It's the lighting. That's the $1 billion production.
Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton came out. Tiffany Stratton got much love. There was lots of call for Tiffy time in Sacramento, but there was some love for Nia Jax at the same time. After the commercial breaks, we got Bayley and Naomi, and this was a tornado tag match, and they beat the snot out of each other. Back and forth this went. The babyfaces with the lead in the beginning. Eventually, in the very end, in a strange way, Naomi hits an X Factor on Jack out of the quarter. Stratton Swanton hits Jax by mistake, and then 1D puts Stratton down again. Jax Samoan drops Bayley, but Naomi grabs a roll-up with Bayley helping for the double pin. The match went 11 minutes, 6 seconds. It was a good, solid match, but both Naomi and Bayley pinned Nia Jax. Now, I don't know if it showed up on TV or where I was sitting. Naomi should have won this match because her feet were under the rope.
Yeah, no, it showed on TV. Yeah, I seen the same thing you guys did.
Yeah, Naomi's feet were actually almost outside the ring in this pinfall, but it's an interesting situation. Good, solid match here. Later on, Nick Aldis meets with both women. A lot of people were calling for a triple threat match here at Bad Blood, but what it looks like is next week on SmackDown, Bayley and Naomi are going to tie it up to see who will take on Nia Jax for that title.
You know this is going to end up being a triple threat. It's got to be.
There's
no other way.
We will have to see what comes next.
And possibly a cash-in.
We'll have to see what happens on SmackDown next week. We go to a pre-tape vignette with Chelsea Green working around dumpsters, looking like Chelsea, and she's having her dumpster match with a fake Mishin on her home turf. And, yeah, The only thing that's interesting is you don't get to hear Michael Cole or Corey Graves a commentary in the arena, so you're only getting it on TV, so it's a way different vibe when you can't hear the commentating team. I wonder if AEW is better to watch live because you don't have to hear the commentating team.
Oh yeah, definitely, hands down. I've been there. It's way better than the
Thank you for being here. Please join in the chat, join in the conversation. Tell us hello. Tell us what you liked about SmackDown, what you didn't like about SmackDown. Give us your feedback.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, Chelsea Green, much respect. I mean, Matt Cardona, that's a very talented woman.
Yeah. That was a great vignette, great segment. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Up next was the main event. Kevin Owens making his way out and standing there waiting for DIY to come out when the cameras cut to the back and we saw that DIY was being taken out by the Bloodline. The Bloodline then came out, only to be surprised by Kevin Owens' new tag team partners, the Street Profits. And so the match was changed as Kevin Owens teamed up with the Street Profits against the Bloodline. This match turned out to be an amazing match. Lots of back and forth. Eventually, Owens hits a stunner in connection with Tongaleo. He sends Owens into the steps, and eventually we get a DQ. The match went 14 minutes and 48 seconds. Post-match, they brawled. At one point, it looked like Kevin Owens was going to go through the announce table, but didn't. Eventually, DIY came out and tried to balance out things, but they went down. Then Cody's Rhodes music hit, and the place erupted. He hit a Cody Cutter on Jacob Fatu and cleared the ring. Owens picked up the chair that Cody that come down the ring, and for the longest time, people were sitting there because they thought Kevin Owens was going to nail Cody. The boos and the cheers to do it were rampant throughout the building. I don't know if it picked up on TV. And eventually, Owens and Cody hugged, and that was the end of SmackDown for the TV audience. Definitely a good match here at the end. Lots of excitement and fun. But yeah, Street Profits come out to team up with Kevin Owens to take on the Bloodline.
You've seen it. Now that you've seen it, you cannot tell me that man, Jacob Fatu, the speed of
Jacob Fatu is
insane.
amazing.
The agility.
The agility, the air he gets, the amazing smoothness of his moves. This man has it. This is your future superstar. He could take out Solo Sikoa and become the new tribal chief and actually be the threat of the Bloodline. This guy is amazing. Seeing him in person, and with much love, Mr. Jacob Fatu. Thank you for the shout out at the beginning of last year with our big man here, the Big Oos. I just wish we got. I hope we get a chance. I hope we get a chance to meet Jacob Fatu again at some point. To sit down and conversate with, whether it's on camera or off camera. I just want to meet Mr. Jacob Fatu again. If somebody can make that happen, that'd be great. Hey, if we could get Jacob Fatu.
Tell you what, and I'm going to do this. If we do it off air, I want whoever makes if this can happen. It'd be a cold 12-pack waiting for you, and we will sit down and have a rounder for you and have a nice conversation.
Hey, Jacob Fatu.
Shout out, so I'm offering it again.
Jacob Fatu, you know this man is a man of his word, and we'd love to sit down and have that deep conversation with you, whether it's on or off camera. We just love to hook it up, and if we could get you to come out to one of the many places that we're at, maybe we get you to, maybe we get the rub, we get the connection, we get the hookup with Jacob Fatu, our boy. Maybe we can get him in an SPW ring for some fun. That'd be exciting, especially in this day and age. You never know what could happen.
Yeah, never know.
SmackDown went off the air for you folks at home, but the party still went on, and I had the after party videos. They had a triple main event for after the show, and the crowd was still there. Everybody in their seats. This place was sold out. Yes, definitely. Bruce, the promo between Cody and Romans with straight fire was legit. Was some of the best. But after the match, first we had Lyra Valkyria and Liv Morgan of Raw show up to defend the WWE Women's World Championship in a great match. The crowd was live and ready for this. A lot of love for Liv Morgan on this night. Lyra Valkyria looked great, but Liv Morgan coming out with a big win, looking awesome, and getting the big win. No Dirty Dom, but we got to see Liv Morgan. The next match was the one that probably kept this crowd on the peaks of just on their seats. It's Drew McIntyre took on Jey Uso. that pyro of Drew McIntyre sitting at the far side of the ring when that fire hit, I still felt the warmth of it from as far away as we were from actually where it launched. But he came out, Jay came out, and the yeet chant. I mean, this whole place, there was not a person in the crowd that wasn't yeeting. And then they had a yeet off, and Drew McIntyre was given the, this, and they went back and forth all over the place. Highly entertaining. At one point, Drew McIntyre, all the CM Punk chants were very prevalent. They continued on and off throughout this whole match. There was a slight CM Punk chant to a major CM Punk chant throughout this match, especially when Drew McIntyre picked up Jey Uso and hit him with a go to sleep. He called for the go to sleep. Drew McIntyre teased everybody with sexy McIntyre. There was about 3 times he went to remove his kilt. He undo the belt, unzip it, and about to take it off. And then the fans would start oohing on, and he put it all back on and be like, no, you don't deserve it. Eventually got on the mic and go, you don't deserve sexy McIntyre. Eventually in the match, he finally took it off. The crowds in the place erupted for sexy McIntyre. I don't know what's worse, a sexy McIntyre or a sexy grandpa. But that's a whole other thing, and we'll throw that back to Scoot Robinson for that one there. If you don't know, join the Value of Wrestling when we're at SPW. Check out the Scoop with Scoot and learn all about. Maybe someday we'll have to sit down with Scoot. We're about to sit down with AJ Kirsch and do a great interview. Maybe we got to get an interview, sit down with Scoot Robinson. Maybe we do a dual commentary video where we sit down at a round table with both Scoot, Sir Samurai, Mr. Z, and myself. We just sit at a table with some drinks and do a interview about what got them into wrestling, how they came up with SPW, and what they want to do with SPW and where they're taking SPW. Maybe that's something we're going to have to sit down and talk about. But Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso was back and forth. Eventually, Jey Uso picked up the big win. The place went crazy. The Uso chants were insane. Yeet, yeet. Sacramento was all about the yeeting. It was definitely a place that Mr. Clarke should have been at, our own very own Yeeter of Worlds. Would have had a blast. No, this place was lit. The yeets were insane. I mean, there was not a place. I took a video at one point where it was just up in the nosebleeds all the way over. They were yeeting everywhere. The yeet was fully live. We closed out the night with the final main event of Cody Rhodes versus Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes came out, and then when Cody came out, the crowd was singing his song, even if it went off air. It went nuts. At one point, the crowd was shouting, "We want tables." Carmelo Hayes crawled out, pulled out a table, looked at the bench and shoved it back up, put the ring shirt down, got booed. Great heat. In the end, Cody with a Cody cutter. It was beautiful on Carmelo Hayes. He heard the fans wanted a table. He rolled out of the ring after celebrating for a little bit, pulled the table out, set it up in the ring, put Carmelo Hayes through the table, then got on the mic, goes, "Look at what you people make me do." And of course, Cody, as he is, whenever Cody closes out of SmackDown or any show really, he loves to give away party gifts. So he gave out a piece of the table. And you want to talk about a crowd that came alive. Cody says, "I'm going to give away a piece of the table to the loudest person in the room." This place went beyond any decimals that you would have seen in France, Germany, Scotland. They put that meter of it. The Golden One Center was rocking. I'm surprised we didn't trigger any of the equipment for seismograph equipment because this place was ridiculously loud. I mean, it was raucous. You felt like you were in the middle of a football game going into the fourth quarter with 1 minute, and your team, like the San Francisco 49ers, were making that final drive to win the game point. This place came unglued. I don't even know if the Golden One Center still has a roof on it today. I need to go check because, I mean, the place blew up to get a piece of the table. Eventually, Cody did give it to the sweetest little kid. He brought this kid in the ring. He's like, "You're going to have to come get it." And the kid, the piece of table was almost bigger than the kid. It was ridiculous. And, of course, Cody signed it, got this kid back to his parents. And then Cody said, "I'm going to stay here." They continued to play Cody's music. And Cody went all the way around the floor seats, shook hands, took pictures, signed autographs, way into the point where they forced us to leave. Me and the boy were sitting there. We were just chilling, enjoying it. I figured there was traffic. There was no reason to leave. There was no reason to run. They're like, "No, you got to go." I'm like, "Golly, can't we just sit here?" I mean, there's here. Like, they're like, "No, you got to go." So we kind of got kicked out for the end of the night. But I mean, Cody was still there.
Yeah.
He was barely halfway around the ring by the time they kicked us out, and he was going.
Yeah.
Gotta love Cody.
Cody doing what he did, there is footage from Marcus Mack, who is the founder and owner of All Pro Wrestling out of Hayward. Cody did wrestle a match at the Cow Palace for All Pro Wrestling during Cody's Bullet Club days. He found Mac, his family, shook hands, hugged him, took pictures, showing his respect for the promoter that he worked for. So that shows you what kind of man Cody is when it comes to his old booker. Hey, nice to see you again. Thank you.
Yes.
And he's over here, no, thank you. It's all well and good with the love.
Hey, you know what? We got to go back. We met Bailey in Rancho Cordova with the Cricket Wireless there. That was awesome fun. And I go, hey, Bailey. Yes. We even advertised the YouTube channel to Bailey. So maybe at some point, if you're sitting down and watching this, Bailey, we want to say thank you. It was a humbling experience to took time out of your busy day, and that you didn't cut off at 11 o'clock, take off out of there, that you stayed that whole time to make sure everybody got their chance to shake your hands and get your picture with you. And we want to thank you for that. And if you're watching this, Bailey, thank you for everything you do. We respect you and we love you for being a representative of Northern California in the world of professional wrestling. So much love there. Of course, after the show,
took a sticker. Like when you said,
yes.
I was like, that's awesome.
Yes, I offered her one of our stickers. She said yes, and we both said thank you. It was great. Bailey was awesome. So that was great. If we ever get to meet her again, unfortunately, we got to we didn't get the autographs that we kind of wanted, but hey, maybe someday, Bailey, we can meet up further down the road, so you can meet up with us at the Value Wrestling. We can all represent California, Northern Bay Area. We got connections all over. But yeah, we can rock it someday.
Oh yeah.
And of course, after SmackDown show, as we were leaving the arena, lots of vendors out there selling hot dogs. That place smelled like ripping hot dogs. And there's a lot of great places to eat there. The old K Street Mall area is where the Goldmine Center is. And you got that strip of so many places that were booked out, packed out. But of course, I got to run into our good buddy, our friend out there, passing out notices, letting everybody know that you need to be at Supreme Pro Wrestling on October 20th for goals, rights, and wrestling tights. Yes, Mr. Scoot Robinson was out there passing out flyers. If you ever get the chance to meet Scoot, you need to go up to him and say, hey, Scoot, it's nice to see you. The boys at Value Wrestling are always talking about you. We love Scoot. We so much respect to Scoot, Sure Samurai, for everything, for allowing us to come into your house, for welcoming us in with warm embraces, from everybody on that roster, top to bottom, that come out and say hello to all the people that work at SPW, whether it's the ring announcers, who show us much respect and give us love when they let everybody know this is how you can listen to the commentary, check out the Value Wrestling, to the merch people, the ticket ladies, to all the other people that are helping this show operate. They are always there. They always welcome us in. They ask us, what's going on? What are we doing? And then SPW fans, those loyal diehard fans that are there each and every week, that are just loving us being there, giving us the Value Wrestling chants, giving us the Mr. Z chants, kicking it up, saying you deserve it chants.
Yes.
I mean, could you imagine if we get this to happen at SPW event? SPW event, JR Kratos makes his return to the SPW house, the house that SPW made, the house of SPW, the SPW arena, the Indoor World Soccer Arena. Not John, JR Kratos returned to SPW to give Mr. Z his choppy in a great match, or not a match, but a great moment there. Wouldn't that be a live one? Couldn't you see that crowd becoming unglued in SPW if JR Kratos made his return to SPW, even if it was just for the choppy?
Well, and from what I've heard on how they do returns of guys that just come stop by to say hi, from whatever promotion they're hanging at right now. They don't tell the fans that they're there. They just show up. So I can only imagine the pop that man will get if he answered the call out.
And if you're not coming to SPW, let me give you a damn good reason that you might want to come to SPW. Not only do they have an amazing world champion, the SPW world champion in Ullabane, who is just an amazing talent, and there's a lot there that I think we're going to see this man eventually somewhere in on TV at some point. This man has the talent. It's an incredible act. Can't wait to see where he goes. But they have so many great names. I mean, the legend himself, Sir Samurai, Scoot Robertson are good boys, both getting in the ring action. And then they have all this other talent. Of course, the infamous Checkles, Nova, Guapo Lupe, and then, of course, the big man Drake Frost, who we much love. Gotta love Frosty. Eliza Hammer. Honor Society is one of the best teams there. The Rocket Rodeo. The Appeal. Well, hey, you're jumping the gun. Slow down. Back your roll. I'm trying to tell people there's a damn good reason to come out there. But since you're going to slip the tongue, let's talk about the original gangster. If you are a wrestling fan from our era, or if you're a hardcore ECW fan, you need to become a Supreme Pro Wrestling, because you're going to get to relive those moments in a brief history. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Part of the Supreme Pro Wrestling, a man in the Northern California area, the one and only, the original gangster himself, Mustafa Saeed, is usually at Supreme Pro Wrestling on those third Sundays. He's there. Like, you want to talk about being in the steps of a living legend of the world of professional wrestling from that day and from that era. You need to come out to see Supreme Pro Wrestling every third Sunday of every month, just to see Mustafa Saeed still show that he's got it, and he's a class act. He's a master act. I hope someday we can get that hook up and get a sit down interview with one Mustafa Saeed, because that man, it's like that's a legend. And talk about just, woo. If you're a wrestling aficionado, I mean, damn. How much bigger can you get sometimes when you're talking about a hardcore legend, a original member of the Gangsters, one of those legendary teams that really helped shape what extreme wrestling became?
Well, I mean, not just that, the stories that man possibly has. I mean, heck, he's worked with the likes of James Z. Cornette.
Oh, yeah, original Gangsters in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. If you ever listen to James Z. Cornette talk about Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and trying to control the Gangsters and the Dirty White Boy and the history that's there. I mean, you know what would be a great time? Let's get James C. Cornette to sit down with Mustafa Saeed, and let's get some drinks for it and just let the conversation happen.
I don't know how good that would be.
Ladies and gentlemen,
does Net still owe him money?
We'll see. But ladies and gentlemen, you need to come out to Supreme Pro Wrestling. If you're not, you're missing it. It's in Elk Grove. If you're in Sacramento, not a far drive. If you're in Yuba City, Marysville, Oroville, Lincoln, Davis, West Sac, Vallejo, it's not that far of a drive. If you're up in the mountains, Auburn, Placerville, El Dorado Hills. If you're coming down from Georgetown, California, yes, I know we're Georgetown, California. In case you don't know, hey, maybe you're coming out of the ravine, out of the canyon there from Cool, and got to come up from Auburn. Maybe you're coming down from Colfax, Truckee, Tahoe, Reno. If you're coming out, come on down from Reno. A couple hours drive for some great wrestling. Come down to Sacramento, have a nice dinner, maybe at the old Spaghetti Factory. Then come over and see some Supreme Pro Wrestling, Elk Grove. If you are in the Bay Area, come on, San Francisco, Oakland, Livermore, Dublin, Hayward, Pleasanton, San Jose, Bay. If you're coming out, come up from Santa Cruz, San Juan Bautista, Monterey. I don't care. Salinas, you want to come up from the Salinas Valley? Come up to Elk Grove every third Sunday of every month. Come out. And if you're in the Central Valley, Modesto, Stockton, Manteca, Tracy, Ripon, Atwater, Merced, Waterford, Newman, Gustine, Patterson, Wesley. Have I named them all? Have I hit them all?
Nice show.
Come on up to Supreme Pro Wrestling.
I think you hit the nail on the head.
Fresno, Tulare. I mean, I could go on forever. I know. I'm naming names at this point. People are like, okay, we get your point. Come out to Supreme Pro Wrestling every third Sunday of every month. They're at the Indoor Soccer World Arena there in Elk Grove, California. It's right off of Kent Street. You turn on Kent Street. Go down Kent Street, okay? If you follow GPS, it's going to take you in the back way. What you need to do is go around to Kent Street, come down Kent Street. Where Kent Street ends, off to the left, you'll see the sign, follow the road, and bam, you're at the Indoor Soccer World Arena. Bam, you're at the SPW Arena. Bam, you're in it for some great wrestling action. I promise you this Halloween show is going to be lit. And we're going to be talking to Scoot on September 28th at Lodi Comic-Con. Because SPW is going to be there both for Lodi Comic-Con and the card show the next day. So if you're going to be in Lodi for this next weekend, next weekend, 28th, 29th of September. Make it a 2-day affair. Come out for Lodi Comic Con. Come out for the card show. SPW there both days. Going to give you some great wrestling action. And if you're in Auburn, Georgetown, Forest Hill, Greenwood, Auburn, Nevada City, Grass Valley, Lincoln, Colfax, Roseville, Placerville, Poole, Folsom, any of those Kybers. I know I'm going off the hook. Paulus Pines. If you're in any of those areas and looking for some great wrestling action, get over to Auburn on October 5th to the Crooked Lane Brewery. If I remember that name correctly, it's right there off the main drag off of 49, headed out to Grass Valley. It's right there in Auburn. It's the Crooked Lane Brewery where SPW is going to do some live action.
Just so remember, folks, that is an all ages event. That is an all ages event. That's not a 21 and over. That is a family event. Come on down there, and the adults enjoy a drink, enjoy a show.
It's some of the best wrestling action you're going to find in Northern California. We've been there. It's exciting. It's fun. They interact with the fans. You're going to have wrestlers coming out in the crowd. They're going to high five. They spend time at intermission, visiting with fans. Even after the show, you're going to get some time to walk up, shake hands with all the great talent that SPW has. And they work hard and diligently. They do a lot of work that people don't know about it. They're not just doing this wrestling in the ring on just these days. They are doing shows all over California where they can get in. Plus, they have basically a wrestling school where they meet up and perfect their art across the board with wrestling, announcing, refereeing, managing. And the great thing is you can go to SPW, you can get in touch with them. You can go to their Facebook page, which there's a link in the description of this video below. And you can reach out to them. They're going to talk to you. Say, hey, you want to be a wrestler? Hey, you want to be a referee? Maybe you want to be an announcer. Maybe you want to learn how to be an announcer. Maybe you want to learn how to be a manager. And again, I'm going to take the words right out of the mouth of the great commentator SPW. You're never too old to do it. Never too old to take a chance to live your dream, even if it's for one night only. I mean, hell, for one night only, we got to stand in a wrestling ring at SPW, and that big man right there got chopped. And if you want to talk about making a small childhood dream come true, is the fact that we got welcomed into a wrestling, and that's I know we do this a lot when we talk about SPW, but it is a blessing. We are privileged. We are humble, to be there, and we can't thank them enough at all. Hopefully someday when we start making money at this, we can do something special for all of them. But hey.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We're the value of wrestling. We talked about Smackdown. We talked about all the events. Lodi Comic Con, September 28th. That's the big day. We're going to sit down with our buddy AJ Kirsch. He is going to be the very first interview on the value of wrestling. But we got a few more that we're looking into to get lined up. Like I said, maybe we can sit down with Scoot Robertson and Sir Samurai, have a roundtable discussion with them. We can set up the cameras. We can set up the mics and have a true powwow with them. I think that would be incredible. We know the man behind Stockton Con is looking for an interview, and I think that would be a great person to sit down and have a long, in-depth interview with. So we're going to be talking to him some more. The man behind Stockton Con, the man behind Lodi Comic Con, the man who makes this all come together each and every event. And there's 4 events a year. You have Stockton Con in summer and winter, and then you have Lodi Con in the fall and spring. And he's the man that brought this all together. He's the man that makes this happen. He's known. And maybe the Value Wrestling will get a chance to sit down with him, talk about his passion. And he's a big part of SPW, the president of SPW. Maybe we're going to get that chance to talk to the SPW president. We're going to talk to that man. Hopefully in the future, we're going to sit down and talk with him.
We got to do that because, I mean, hell, he knew who we were the minute he walked up to our table.
No. Talk about being humbled. When somebody comes up to you and goes, hey, I know you guys. I got your tickets straight away. You just go, wow. We talk about manifesting things and the craziness where we just talk about, getting there. And then when we start seeing these doors open, we're just so humbled at these opportunities as they come. It's such a blessing for a couple guys that come on a YouTube channel, talk about wrestling, to actually start making headway, movement. And again, we thank you, the fans, for really helping us. And of course, we just recently, as of today, hit 1,100 subs. 1,100 subs is just something that's almost mind-boggling. And you know what that means tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen? The Value Wrestling Weekly Roundup, the 1,000 subscriber special is taking place. Mr. Clarke should be back with us with the Mr. Clarke dance. I don't know exactly what that's going to tell or be. And then Mr. Z is going to be here with his Promise Shoey. And of course, I am going to be giving away this Bailey action figure. This is what we're going to give away. So we'll figure it out. If you are at the show tomorrow and you commentate, we'll be sending this Bailey. You'll get it all shipped out to you, all at no expense. We will get the Bailey action figure here sent out to you, along with the Value Wrestling sticker for sure. We're going to send that all out to you. So you want to be here tomorrow on the weekly roundup, because everybody who joins the chat, joins in that conversation, will get entered into the drawing and pick that random. We will get that done. So that's why you want to be here tomorrow. The Value Wrestling, the weekly roundup, it's a whole week of discussion. It's the best show to come to and talk about everything going on in wrestling. We're going to talk about the highlights of wrestling, what is going on with AEW. We're going to talk about Daniel Garcia. We're going to talk about Ricky Starks. We're going to talk about Miro wanting to be released. We're going to talk about the Lucha Brothers signing with WWE. The Motor City Machine Guns, have they signed with WWE? Is Mercedes Moné as cocky as she thinks she is? Is she dressed in her own locker room? Or are these all just rumors and fictitious statements? We're going to discuss that and more, and so much more. We're going to talk about our experience. We're going to talk about.
Can we talk? Can we also talk about the fact that I've been to Tony Khan all week?
Do what?
I've been nice to Tony Khan all week.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Z has been nice to Mr. Tony Khan all week. A big part of that is Tony. Can we get some VIP? Can we get some media passes to AEW? I believe it's Collision and Battle of the Belts when you come to Stockton, California next month. Can we get the hookup? We're going to talk about AEW and their pay-per-view streaming deal with Max, its potential, the TV deal that's still being talked about, but we don't know. We're going to talk about Braun Breaker hooking up with Goldberg at the University of Colorado. So lots to talk about there. We're going to talk about all the wonderful news going on in the world of professional wrestling. That's what we do. We wrap up the whole week. We're going to have a fun time, lots of events, and then we're going to cover everything that we're going to be doing coming up in the next week. Because we got Raw, we got more SmackDown, we got more shows. We got Mr. Z with the New Japan Rebound podcast. Mr. Z is going to be bringing out a New Japan Pro Wrestling deep dive very, very soon, where he's going to dive into somebody else. Who are you going to dive into this time? I forgot, you told me, but my brain's full of stuff.
The murder grandpa himself, Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah, so if you want to learn about a murder grandpa, we can get you there. And if you want to learn about a sexy grandpa, let's talk to Scoot Robinson and bring that all to you. Yeah, SPW, always. And are we going to talk about SPW some more? Yes. Why? Because we love SPW. And you can support us by coming out to SPW, because if SPW is successful, then we get to keep coming. If we get to keep coming, we get to keep bringing you all that wonderful information. So if you want to support the Value Wrestling, come to an SPW show. Come to a Supreme Pro Wrestling show. It is the best $20 you're going to spend for one night of some of the best wrestling entertainment you're going to get anywhere. I guarantee you, if you're here in California, come check it out. If you're not in California, then tune in to us when we give you that action there. You can also check out their Twitch channel. If you listen to us commentate and then you want to go watch what happened, you can check out their Twitch channel. They do post all that action.
Oh, yeah.
So get ready. We're on a wild ride. We're on a charge. We're making headway. We're making changes. We're making games. I told you we're making moves. You can guarantee that the value of wrestling is going to make leaps and jumps. We are pushing forward. We are going to get into the big league names with the big leaguers. We are not just a little league team here in the podcast world.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen. But yes, come out to SPW, Lodi Comic Con. Be there Saturday, September 28th. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm always going on charge. SmackDown was awesome. SmackDown was amazing. SmackDown was great stuff. You know, you gotta love SmackDown for what it is. The high volume, the raucous crowd.
I gotta say, one of the videos you sent, and it was unreal. It's the pop for Carmelo Hayes, which I expected, but damn, that Cody Pyro is loud.
Oh yeah, and everybody singing Cody's song all the way through was just ridiculous. Sacramento was a hot crowd, and it was alive. It was there. I don't know if it came differently on TV, but it was a live crowd. And I'm telling you this, you know that an SPW crowd matches that at the level. An SPW crowd is ruckus, it's wild, it's always going.
Yeah.
And you don't know what an SPW chant might be. It might be, "We the people." Or it could be value, value, value. I mean, it's crazy what you're going to hear at an SPW show, because an SPW show is just on a whole nother level.
Is the loyal SPW fans were at that Bailey signing and right out the chute pointed us out before we even said, but we didn't even notice that they were there.
No.
They had already met Bailey and was telling us how it was in there.
Yes, no, we are getting known. That's what's crazy. We can start showing up at places where people are like, "Hey," and we're meeting people in line that know SPW. We're meeting people in line who know us. We talked to several people who have heard of SPW that just hadn't been out to a show, and we were like, "No, you need to go to an SPW show. You need to be there. You're missing great stuff." So we hope to see you all at SPW shows. We hope to see you at Lodi Comic Con. We want to blow this up and blow it out of the water. What's up, Callie? Welcome to the show. Glad you could finally join in the conversation. We've talked about everything from SmackDown, being there, SmackDown from watching on TV. We've talked about SPW. We've talked about Lodi Comic Con. And coming up next month, we know that Joe Hendry is going to be floating around the area, whether it's going to be in Atwater or Roseville. Joe Hendry, if you believe, say his name. He's going to be there. Joe Hendry walking around in the area of California. We don't know if we're going to be able to make either event for those shows, because I believe that's somewhere on October 19th. I believe the Atwater show is on October 19th. I believe the signing in Roseville is on October 19th. Yeah. And, of course, our big thing is October 20th. We have to be at SPW's Rules and Wrestling Tight for the biggest Halloween party you're going to see in California.
I'm still looking. Like I said, I was rolling to those. I was rolling to those Halloween shows years ago, and if they're anything like they once were, it's a hell of a time, folks. You want to be there.
No, you need to be there. You want to be there. Just admit that you have to be there. It's one of those things. You need to get out there. We need to sell this place out. We need to rock and roll. Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of tricks and treats going down at Ghouls and Wrestling Tights, and you want to be there for all of it. So make sure you get there. You know, we thank you all for being here. Callie, thank you. Elder Bruce, thank you. Logan and James, thank you for being here.
They'll be here for the party tomorrow. So
yes, be back tomorrow for the weekly roundup, where we're going to do the weekly roundup 1,000 subscribers special. We're going to talk about all things wrestling, and then we're going to celebrate and party like it's going out of style. So make sure you're here for that, along with many other things that will take place at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Be here for that. Monday, we will follow up Raw with a Raw review show. Friday, SmackDown review show. Somewhere in the middle of the week, you'll get a New Japan Pro Wrestling Rebound podcast. Tuesdays on the Patreon, which is still out there. Yes, Value Wrestling is still on Patreon. Link in the description below. Go check out the Patreon page. It's absolutely free to join. Wednesdays, the New Japan Rebound podcast is live on the YouTube. Check out every day as we're wrapping up and we're getting closer to 365 days of this date in wrestling history. That final daily day, it's about to come to an end. It's going to be a shocker when it's all done and done. So that's a big event. So make sure you're here for that. And then we're going to be wrapping up the week. So next Saturday, September 28th, Lodi Comic Con. Me and Mr. C are going to be there bright and early. We're going to get there. We're going to be out there with the fans. Hopefully, we'll get early entry into the building so we can do some talking, show you what's going on in the building. Hopefully, we'll get a moment to talk with MVP, and hopefully, we'll get a moment to talk with Shelton Benjamin. Quick little shout outs, a little hi. Maybe we'll get the Choppy World Tour. Will it be a stereo Choppy World Tour? Hopefully, we'll get a chance to discuss that and bring that up with them and see what we can get done. And of course, we're going to get to see our boy AJ Kirsch. We'll do some talking with him before we sit down and do that long interview. Of course, that won't come out on the same day. So just understand, if you want to know about AJ Kirsch, we're going to build that. It's going to be it's going to be a great interview. And we'll air that once we got everything worked out. All the kinks, make it sound good, make it look pretty. And we're going to be there at Stockton Con. We're going to bring you SPW action. Go ahead.
We've been talking about this interview for so long, and now that it's finally going to happen, like, it's one of this, like, and it up for so long. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and you totally broke up.
Uh-oh. AT&T, thank you very much.
Anyways, yes, AJ Curse is going to be awesome. We thank you, AJ. We with so much love and respect out to you, AJ. We can't wait to see you at the Comic-Con. We're going to get to talk to you, and we're going to talk to SPW, Scoot Robertson, Sir Samurai, all the great talent at SPW. You're going to have some of the greatest talent there wrestling at this Lodi Comic-Con event. We're going to talk to the boys. We're going to shoot some interviews. We have a long sit down with Scoot. So Scoot, get ready, because Saturday we got some stuff cooking that we want to sit down and bring up to you. Hopefully we can change the landscape and make things worth watching. And then we're gonna blow it out. And you come see us at Lodi Comic Con. Tell us, hey, big boy, the big band, the medium sized band. We're gonna be there. Come say hello. We will be giving out stickers even there. We will be passing out stickers. We still have so many stickers to give away. We're gonna give out stickers. It's gonna be a fun time. We'll have QR codes for you to scan for our channel. We'll be telling you about what's going on. We'll help you figure out how to get to SPW. If you don't know how to get to SPW, we'll be there. We'll hook you up. We want you to be at SPW's Ghouls Frights and Wrestling Tide show on October 20th. Do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Just enjoy it, folks. Have fun. Like, this is the time that wrestling is again.
Yes.
So it's been great, but right now it is at its peak.
Awesome.
Let's enjoy it.
Why not come out and celebrate Halloween with SPW and the Value Wrestling? Right?
Yes.
We're getting the holiday season. Let's do it.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Z. That's the big man. I'm the medium-sized man. I'm the big time. And we are here. This is Value Wrestling. This is your SmackDown post show. A day late, $1 short. But hey, we still brought it to you like we always bring it to you. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Pacific time, with the weekly roundup, the Value Wrestling weekly roundup, the 1,000 subscriber episode. It's going to be a party. So you need to show up, show out, get ready, blow up the chat. We're going to be giving stuff. We're going to be giving away a Bailey action figure. So you need to be in the chat, making a comment, no doubt about it. So you can get entered to draw for that. You need to see Mr. Z take a shoey. We need to see the Mr. Clarke dance, you know. And of course, every Sunday we might have a very special.
Are we going to get a Clarke report?
That's what I was getting into. We'll have a 1,000 episode subscriber special Clarke report. There you go. We're going to bring it. We're going to unload it. We're going to wind it up. We're going to make it a great time. On the big time, Mr. Z, tell them good night.
See you tomorrow, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, be here so we can talk about it all again. Then get ready for Saturday, September 20th, Lodi Comic Con. And then you got a month. And we're all going to go to SPW. We're going to go to SPW. We're going to go to Supreme Pro Wrestling. We're going to see Ghouls, Frights, and Wrestling Tights. We're going to have a costume party. We're going to have a Halloween time. It's going to be a grand old time. Okay. Have I worn you all out? Thank you.
There you go.
We'll see you on the next one. Let's leave you with the choppy video, the one that started it all. It's the Value Wrestling. I'm the big time Mr. Z. We're here with the indie god himself, Matt Cardona. This is real. The choppy is about to go down. Let's see it. Oh.
This guy just paid me $50. Matt Cardona, check out the Value of Wrestling.
Cool.
This is the value of wrestling. The revolution.